Tony Butterfield leading the Newcastle.
Monday morning feels so bad.
Coming Tuesday, I feel better.
Do the 5-day grind once more. Wednesday just won't go. Thursday goes too slow. I've got Friday on my mind. Gotta have fun in the city.
On his way.
It's Friday night tonight for footy.
Oh, this is sensational.
Gotta hit the heights.
Beautiful.
Playing high bars for me.
Oh, what a beauty.
Bring up the lights. I can't ignite. Got to watch tonight. All week I've got Friday on my mind.
Tonight from the Sydney Football Stadium, it's a top-of-the-table final round showdown when the Sydney Roosters play host to the Brisbane Broncos. Right here on the one and only Wide World of Sports.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Sydney Football Stadium tonight as we close down the regular competition rounds of the year 2000 Rugby League. And as of next weekend, we've got 8 teams battling for the crown. Brisbane have been magnificent. The Broncos, love them or hate them, won 7 on the trot and they lead the minor premiership. They're going to win that easily. With 38 points, they are 8 in advance of their nearest rival, which just so happens to be the Roosters. So it's a top-of-the-table clash tonight. A Broncos side that has admitted the fact that they are resting some of their stars from tonight's encounter. And this is the team that will take the field, or in fact has taken the field. Takiri, Chris Walker, Berrigan, DeVere, Saylor, Eichen, Walters, Campion, Carroll, Tallis, Carlaw, Prittis and Harvey Howard. The change bench, Shane Walker, Harrison, Hancock and Hodges. And of course coached by the long-serving Wayne Bennett. The Roosters team, Phillips, Singh, Cross, Hegarty, Minicello, Fittler, Lamb, Ricketson, Fitzgibbon, Fletcher, Cusack, Bonetti, Rubin. On the change bench, Hood, Burns, Wing, Rigon, and coached by Graham Murray. Players out suspended. That is true, but they just can't afford to lose tonight, the Roosters. They need this one bad. They're aching for it. There's the points table. They don't want Newcastle leapfrogging them, Peter.
It's an enormous night for the Roosters, Ray. They can wrap up second spot. That would mean that they could not, along with Brisbane, be knocked out of the first weekend of the quarter-final playoffs.
So that's the situation on the points table. The equation then. The equation for you, Paul.
Yeah, well, that's the Roosters. Best they can finish is second. The Broncos are sweet, but the Roosters, if they get beaten, can finish third or fourth. And the worst they can finish is fifth. But for that to happen, Newcastle, Canberra need to win. The Penrith need to win by about 40, and the Roosters lose by 40 for them to finish fifth. So, and one thinks that tonight with Fittler and Lamb pulling the reins for the Roosters, I'd give them a real good chance of knocking off the Broncos.
Sydney's temperature getting down to about 7 tonight. Andrew is on the sidelines. Good evening.
That's 100% right. Single-figure temperatures for tonight. You know, Ray, a lot of people have gone cold on the Broncos' chances tonight with the personnel they have out. But it's worth remembering when the Broncos gave the Roosters a touch-up earlier this year in round 15, they did so without Gordon Tallis, the man on screen, without Wendell Saylor and without Ben Eichen. So I think the Broncos are no worse than even money, that's for sure tonight.
Mark Oaten has been given the #1 match of the weekend. And we go down the ground with the Sydney Roosters from left to right. And with all of the previewing and all of the scenarios, you can see that it really is an important game for them. A chance to be there in the second week of the qualifyings as Gordon Tallis is pulled down on the 20-metre line, his own end of the ground, for Prittis to go away to Tony Carroll. And Carroll is playing at the back of the scrum tonight. The centres are Berrigan and DeVere. his team chopped about as Tallis makes a run on an angle out towards the 40-metre line. Slowly as she goes before the downtown is on for Ben Icon's right boot, and then carried back by one of the season's very best performers, Luke Phillips, to his own 40-metre line. Ryan Cross playing right centre. He's put away now with 3 of the Broncos combining to make the tackle, led by Campion. Ian Rubin is on the halfway line now. And a penalty goes to the home side. In fact, they've played here at the Sydney Football Stadium 6 times, the Broncos and the Roosters, and the Roosters have only beaten them once. So it's an impressive record for the Broncos here against the Sydney Roosters.
And apart from earning his side a penalty, it was a good first touch for Ian Rubin. Big job for the big fella tonight, up against Dane Carlo and Harvey Howard. Of course, the Broncos started the season with Sivanasiva and Webke there. And a new look front 2 for them.
Breeze coming down the ground. It's not all that strong. It's coming from behind the Sydney Roosters. They're running towards the southern end. And playing the ball for them, Peter Cusack in the front row. As they go across for Captain Brad Fittler, he tries to find a hole. And Fitzgibbon it is that'll play the ball 9 away from the line. So the Roosters pressing with Rubin towards the centre of the ground. And he's just lost it cold. It was almost like he held his hands in the air and said, "I'm terribly sorry."
Yeah, good first touch for Ian Rubin, not so good the second one. It's a lack of discipline there. And they've let Brisbane off the ropes.
So the Broncos will come in and do a lot of that, as he does all of the time, but his value will be even more important tonight. Campion playing it 30 metres out from their own line. Again, Saylor, his second hit up in 3 tackles on this set. To the 40-metre line now they come, and they cross it with Tallis just short of the halfway mark. Lockyer arrested. Thorne also arrested from the game, and they've got a knock-on called against them.
Hand on it, that's it. That's how I saw it. No, he played it.
I'm just wondering what the mental attitude of the other players that haven't been rested is as you come into a game like this, when you know that some of your stars could have played if they really were at a pinch.
Well, I know the mental attitude there from Luke Prittis is that he didn't knock on, and I've got to agree. I can't see how that ball was propelled forward by the hand. Straight through, hit the boot. The Roosters get the scrum feed on the halfway line. Fittler, first receiver.
Good cross now. He's pulled down by De Vere. Ricketson this time. 2 big wins for the Roosters in the last fortnight. They hammered North Queensland last weekend, and Penrith the week before that. A couple of heavy losses in front of those victories though. Fittler goes back for a second man play. Fitzgibbon ran the decoy. Hegarty's got the ball 10 metres in from touch on the eastern side, 18 away from the line. Now for Fittler to go out, and Lamb was out at second receiver. Ricketson with a nice offload. Lamb then puts it out to Minicello, and Minicello is 7 metres out from the line. To the hands of Lamb, a grubbing kick, and cleaned up by Lottie Takiri. They'll get the football back, the Roosters. Nice way to complete it if you can't get 4.
It's a very positive and confident Roosters outfit at the moment, especially being able to interchange Lamb and Fittler first and second receiver. Great kick there from Adrian Lamb, a left-footed one. Well, that was easily cleaned up by Lottie Takiri. Brad Fittler was there to swoop if any mistake was in the offing.
The first of the line dropouts for the match. This is Cusack. They're trying desperately to put him down. Eventually, Campion wins the day. Rubin there. He hammers it up 15 away from the line before they go to the smart men. And Lamb is with it. A dummy once, dummied on the inside and then went to the inside. And Gordon Tallis clutching at a groin as Lamb unloads. From Fletcher, the ball goes over the head of a decoy runner, and then Hegarty is pulled down about 9 away from the line. Camped down here for a long time. Fittler inside on the bounce. Good bounce for Fitzgibbon. Cusack, and And he again is taken down by Campion on tackle 5. Bonetti goes to the captain. The captain goes for it. Fittler is pulled down short of the line. That will be the turnover to Brisbane.
Good to see Brad Fittler taking them on tonight. He's had the ball in his hands plenty of times. Went to the line then. A shandy off scoring the first try in the match.
Gee, I tell you what, a couple of the Broncos aren't well. Pritis is not well. Campion's not well. They have got a penalty. And Tallis is not well.
Yeah, Gordon Tallis back behind the dead ball line as the Brisbane side get a relieving penalty. But you did see evidence as to why they are the leaders of the competition and the best defensive team in the league. This is Gordon Tallis' injury.
He's copped a knee in the hip there, his right hip. That's the problem. Another penalty to the Broncos. Now they're deep inside the Roosters' territory.
Kevin Walters with the line finder 30 metres away from the Roosters line. They've had all of the territory, all of the ball. Now let's see if they have their defensive line set securely. Walters away for Aiken. Aiken in a contest with Hegarty and Fittler. 20 metres away. And that pass looked a shade forward from Shane Walker on in 14, but they're mounting something here with the big fella Sailor a couple of metres out from the line. Takiri at ruck half, and then it's with Aiken. And Aiken is wrestled down by number 11, that's Brian Fletcher. 5 gone for the Broncos. Walters on the blind side, tries to generate something. Numbers there. De Vere gets it away for Walker. And Walker, Chris, back to Shane. Walker, and then to Keary. Tries to get a kick in, left it a bit late, picked it up, went to Berrigan, and the referee is ordering the turnover of the ball to the Roosters.
Yeah, great defence by the Roosters. When De Vere got the footy out on this side of the field, you would have thought it was try. They had 2-on-1. But they just held off for a second, and the defence was equal to the task in the end.
Cross. It's Gordon Tallis just getting the inspection done on the groin or the hip. It would be a tremendous... We've talked about how important this game is for the Roosters. On the other side of the ledger, it would be an enormous confidence boost for Brisbane to beat their nearest rival with this team they have on the park tonight as the ball goes over the sideline. The tackle was good and Hegarty didn't have control on it, and eventually finds that eastern touchline. You can't blame Aiken for that. So it will be Brisbane's loose head and feed with Walters to work this scrum on the 40-metre line. What is that story with Gordon Tallis? Dr. Vorton tells me it's a hip. What do you say, Dr. Voss?
Oh, Vorton's exactly right. And in Gordon's words, he says, I'll be right. So we have to take it from that Gordon will return and return in quick time.
She'll be right, mate.
Pretty much it.
To Keary now. Just a couple of metres on his own side of the halfway. Chris Walker. Pritis waiting. He seems to have recovered from... That's Harvey Howard, the Englishman. Former Magpie. Been playing with the Clydesdales. Campion. Wedging the play towards the Roosters 30-metre line. They are on the alert again as Walker puts a kick high. There was no contest. And Phillips it is that comes down with it. Now Singh has come away from his wing to take a run. Minicello, the other winger.
Good tactics from the Roosters. Plenty of big men in the Brisbane forward pack. Want to move them around, quick play the balls, get the little men in. Who's that getting some running repairs as Adrian Lamb finds Fittler and a bit of space.
There's more than a space. There's a big gap. Hegarty went through it, but great defence by Tony Carroll. Their defence line a little bit raggedy at the moment. Fittler kicks back. Singh will score. Will he? Yes. Matt Singh has put a hand on it with downward pressure. It was a lovely kick by Fittler, and I'm sure he's onside.
Well, that's the only question mark on the try rate. There was a planned move. Brad Fittler and Matt Singh knew exactly what was happening, and the only problem that the video referee could find with this is if Matt Singh is offside, and he is. He is half a metre in front for mine. That is him right on the left-hand shoulder, or in front of the left-hand shoulder of Brad Fittler. I think you'll find he's just in front and offside.
Yeah, it's got to be no try, that's for sure. And Matt Singh just a little bit too anxious there. Penalty for offside. So the Broncos escape, but gee, I'll tell you what, full credit must go to Tony Carroll. Shannon Hegarty is a try-scoring machine and a speed machine, and he was away. Great ball from Brad Fittler, and Tony Carroll covered beautifully. Wonderful tackle.
So this is Carlo. Hancock. Carroll, who pulled off that tackle. Paul's talking about Tallis with ice on the hip, back on the benches. Probably use him sparingly as a result of that. Not wanting to do more damage as we look at the replay to bring us further evidence of why the penalty. And we talk about video referees and replays. I was way off the mark. I thought Singh was okay, but the replay, obviously he was offside. Carlo now, 20 metres away. First point still there to be taken. Play by Hancock, away from Berrigan. Walters on for Aiken. Aiken now for Takiri. Takiri on for De Vere. De Vere for Walker. Speculator on the inside, and that has travelled forward.
And we talk about up and in defence and sliding defence. That is a perfect illustration of effective sliding defence. It looked as though the Brisbane Broncos had created an overlap. That's the winger fairway in, Minicello. But they slide across. They forced the Broncos to run out of room. They had plenty of troops coming. And they forced the mistake and get the ball.
Scrum on the 10-metre line. Sydney Roosters end. As Anthony Minicello brings it away. Handling errors. 3-2 Brisbane. Ruben off for a break for the Roosters. It's Dallas Hood. Works it up the middle. And gets it 25 out for Bonetti to take it even further, almost to the 40-metre line. Losing the ball, stolen. Penalty. Brad Fittler. Kicking for touch and finding it just inside the 40-metre line. 4-2 the penalties to the Broncos. 16 is on for the Roosters. That is Darren Byrne. Bonetti. Side ball for the fresh man on. Dallas Hood. Centre ground, 20 away. To the left for Lamb and then for Fittler. He lets Ricketson goes back for Lamb. Then they go to Fitzgibbon. The ball to ground for Takiri. Fitzgibbon was the man coming through. He was the man that was on a try mission. Impact of the tackle, coughing it up. Walters now. Priddis. Sailor with him. Sailor might go to dummy half and go for a scurry here. Away he goes to the right, up the middle. And then stepping free of a tackler who's left with a Wendell Sailor shoe. Halfway line. No score. Hancock. Nutrigrain, sponsors of Friday Night Football. At the stadium tonight. Aiken's kick. Missiled into Phillips. Drew two, gave it to Singh, but Singh was there as a sitting duck for Wendell Sailor, who's still trying to get that boot back on his foot. Hegarty. Cusack. The ball a few times. Walker comes out of there injured.
That's Shane Walker, who came off the bench, and smart work again from Bonetti. Realising there was some space up the middle.
Hancock's in trouble too, Pete. Michael and Shane Walker both coming out of that tackle injured. on Cusack. I was going to say he's taken the ball up a few times and he's made a bit of an indentation as Fittler goes high. Not one of his better kicks. Off the fingers of Minicello, down for Chris Walker. And there's Michael Hancock getting himself off the park. As Michael De Vere runs it at Ian Rubin and Darren Burns. Body to Carey. Marcus, they either stayed where they were or they may have gone a little bit leftish. 15 is Ashley Harrison, one of the names of the future at the Broncos. Shane Walker through Cusack's tackle and pulled down by Fittler on the Roosters 40-metre line. Kevin Walters kicking. The main chaser will be Saylor. But it will find the dead ball line. It does, and we go to our first break of the night on the Wide World of Sports. 0-0, Roosters and Broncos at the SFS. Those of you that have been in a break. And the ball played by Darren Burns at 0-0. Rubin will play for Russia in the World Cup during October-November. Fletcher. Line cross. Simon Bonetti. Then Adrian Lamb. Cusack. Paul Green signing during the week with the Roosters. I think I read a 3-year contract as Fittler kicks ahead. And Chris Walker, just a little bit of a hesitation. Got it back, and then the charge of the defenders coming down the ground put him away 5 out from the line, as you can see.
And just a few of the Broncos, this game being played at a frantic pace, just a little bit slow to get back on side. And already you can see that the Broncos are missing Darren Lockyer's second phase play, because the Broncos are taking it out. Darren's always hanging around looking to carry the play on when it breaks down. And quite often he's the catalyst for a break for them, and he's missing tonight. I think they're suffering for it.
Gordon Tallis is still on the bench. I'm just wondering whether they will use him again, given the philosophy they adopted with the run-on team. They're bringing it away for the boot of Aiken, and Phillips will bring it back. And that came off his knees, I fancy. Andrew, what's the story that you've got on Tallis?
Yeah, now the update on Gordon Tallis, they're saying we'll only use him if necessary. Well, you'd have to say when you run away minor premiers, he's now got the jacket on, you'd have to say, well, it's not necessary to take a risk with Gordon Tallis. And the concern at the moment, too, with Michael Hancock, a knock to the left knee, but he is expected to return as the Roosters get a penalty.
Tallis perched up with Hancock in the foreground. So they're going to do it with 17, it would seem, unless things really become bleak.
An opportunity here with Cusack getting another touch. Attack inside the 30. And just keep an eye out for the Roosters back row scouting out wide. Here's Rubin up the middle. Fletcher, Burns, Fitzgibbon, they like to be on the fringe of the ruck, working off the two halves.
Bonetti for Fittler and then Lamb. Cross for Fletcher. Do it with 16, I meant to say. My apologies. Mathematics never very strong. Lamb and Fittler combining. Fittler across at an angle for Hegarty. Singh comes inside, but again the Brisbane defence holds firm. And Singh was tackled awkwardly. Decoys to the blind side, Fittler to the open side, and then another good tackle, this time by Lottie Takiri. Puts Fittler out of it. Lamb, grubbing kick, came off the Broncos. This will be a knock-on against them if he gets a touch judge call. He does. This is another good opportunity for the Roosters, but they must be starting to wonder, when is it going to break?
Well, the one thing you've got to be against Brisbane is patient. And they're doing everything right at the moment, the Roosters. That was ruled to have been played at by Luke Prittis, knock-on resulting. And you've just got to believe, pretty tough that he played at that. You've just got to believe in your attack and that things will happen. Don't try and manufacture it, just wait and wait. With the talent that they've got in their side, they will create opportunities.
So here's an opportunity now. With Fittler. Running at the rather small Berrigan out in the centres. Fitzgibbon back for Hegarty again. Now it's Dallas Hood working it. Burns and a penalty. Broncos.
Shepherd here. Broncos player taken out. The Roosters are running plenty of interesting plays and using plenty of decoys. And it's Brian Fletcher who takes out the Broncos defender. And so once again, the Knockhook, great Brisbane defence, isn't it? It's a pleasure to watch. They just keep turning up and nullifying what the Roosters are producing.
It didn't take Hancock long to get back into the game, and now he gets a penalty. Brian Fletcher making a good thing of it. Michael Hancock being who he is and the way he plays the game, Fletcher really made sure of the tackle, and he's given a penalty, and there might have been a suspect elbow going there as well.
And the penalties continue to mount in this game, quite a few after 20 minutes, 9 in total, 6 for the Broncos. It has been a ploy of the Roosters to try and slow down the play the ball area of their opponents. It is working, but they're paying some sort of penalty by giving away that possession.
25% more defence required from Brisbane, and that's been mirrored on the television screen with the time spent down there by the Roosters. Icon, Campion. There they are. Beautiful ground, this, the Sydney Football Stadium at this time of the year. Interceptor dropped by Carroll. Fittler went for it, and it's play on for Hegarty. We have had an official complaint apparently from the Broncos though about the lighting. We'll get a shot of that shortly on. At the northern end, the lighting here has been adjusted for the Olympic soccer, and the Broncos have lodged a complaint about the I won't call it darkness, but the poorer lighting at the northern end of the stadium. Fletcher. And been taken, legally taken by Michael Hancock, but he's run down. Luke Ricketson picking him up, rounding him up. The Broncos are deep and wide with plenty of numbers. Prentice goes back now. Harrison. Oh, that was a try for certain for Kevin Walters. He knows it too, Kevin.
Very unhappy, the skipper. Great work from Michael Hancock. Brian Fletcher actually looked as though he was about to make a bust. But just before some other defence arrived, Hancock was able, like a thief in the night, to steal the football. Good cover from Luke Ricketson. And then right on the line, it did look like it was going to be the opening try. A good ball to Kevin Walters. He was hit after he'd dropped it. Definite opportunity. We now have the referee speaking to both captains.
Right, I'm not going to tolerate it anymore. I still keep penalising, but if you force me to go to the next step, I will. Right? Yeah, no, it's been going both ways. Okay, it's been going both ways. No, be careful.
Restart for Burns. Still no score. In a year where scorelines have been of the blowout proportions. And we find 0-0 on the board with 16 and a half to go.
And Ray, with this kind of contest, first team to cross the line will land an enormous psychological blow. Almost the kind of game, if a team scores once, they're just as likely to score twice in fairly rapid succession. Good chase on Takiri here, but he does well. Takes it almost, well, he does take it 10 out from his own line.
Play on this, the western side. The number 19 for Brisbane, Justin Hodges. Not making any progress. Going sideways for Aiken and Saylor. Saylor finding himself through. Maybe it's by manufacture. Often inside of young Berrigan. Now he drops back out to the right wing as I cast an eye in that direction. Walker, Campion. Inside ball for Harrison. Harrison sprinting away down the right of the ground, but the defence has got him. Superior speed. Great break, though, by the youngster. Walters. Now for Carlaw. Back and away for Hancock. And hoping for the best, but it's the Roosters' ball. Penalty. Brisbane.
He's got the offside. If think they'd... will they take the 2 points here, the Broncos? Do they need to settle things down? Or will they take a quick tap and go for the try? Have a shot for goal. And if we saw a try-saving tackle before from Tony Carroll, we just saw an even better one there from Matt Singh. The Roosters on a runaway Ashley Harrison. It was a lovely inside ball from Kevin Campion. Found the hole, and he was away. Actually got around Phillips, and I think he was going to run away from him. And then Singh came with a beautiful try-saving tackle.
Then on this side of the field, the referee played very good advantage. Pass goes astray here, picked up. They covered well, but they never got back on side for referee Mark Oaten's liking as Michael Hancock tried to force a pass. And Michael DeVere, the first opportunity to points on the board off the boot. Pretty good success rate there for him. He's kicked very well all year, but especially the last couple of weeks.
That's what he's got. 15 in from the western touchline. And he's chosen to bring it back about 17 metres. Michael DeVere. Brisbane have won their last 7. Haven't been beaten since round 18. Beaten narrowly by Newcastle. Hits it. Hooked it. No goal. We'll take another break and come back to you. It is still 0-0. 20-metre dropout. Non-optional restart following a penalty. And here's Harvey Howe. Put down by Fitzgibbon. Good tackle. Aiken. Howard. I might be wrong. Is he the only Englishman playing in our competition at the moment?
So that's right, Ray. Quite a few, and great to see them come out and display their wares. Harvey Howard, the only remaining coming out here is Brisbane. Just outside the 40, Michael Hancock off a standing start.
Campion there to receive, support and receive, and then taken back by a couple of the smaller Sydney Roosters, Craig Wing and Adrian Lamb. Aiken kicking from the halfway line. Nice take by Phillips. Carroll puts him down just out from his own 20-metre line. Hegarty falling into a tackle that might have struck him across the bridge of the nose. Fletcher.
Of course, Ray, just on the subject of Englishmen, the Roosters. Major signing for them, Adrian Morley. Great Britain forward has agreed the terms for the next couple of years with the Tricolours.
Played by Fitzgibbon and Craig Wing at dummy half using Fletcher. Fletcher with a little jig. Oh, that went forward to Craig Wing. The touch judge called it. Mark Oaten responds with the whistle.
Yeah, Brian Fletcher, second hit up in this set of 6. Turned his back to pass the football, lost his bearings and threw it forward. He's looked pretty dangerous out there on occasions tonight, Brian Fletcher. Craig Fitzgibbon, a different role for him tonight. Some barnstorming tackles. Some really big ones from him tonight. He's playing well alongside his second-row partner.
Proving hard to pull down. It was a run of about 15 metres. It carried him up towards halfway. Now Saylor will take it to that point. So to Kerry and Saylor. Time in possession, not much there to argue about. Times tackled in the opposition 20. Roosters 16 times. Brisbane 6, which again has been reflected on the screen. Walters firing it away for Berrigan. Versatile little player, Sean Berrigan. Now they hit the blind side. Prittis got a kick in. It was rapid fire, and Matt Singh told to play the ball. A couple of quizzical looks from players there to the referee just to make sure that it was play on. Fittler delivering. Fletcher pushing it. Lamb away for Cross. Ryan Cross will play it there just inside the 30.
Yeah, good penalty here. Sorry, Ray. Awarded from Mark Oaten. This is a blight in the game that we would like to see out. trying to get up and play the football, and right at the death you'll see Harvey Howard. Well, in fact, it wasn't Harvey Howard, it was the man getting up from underneath. Just grabbed the foot, flick him up, slowed everything down.
Cusack again. He doesn't leave anything in the tank, Cusack. He's one of those drivers that puts their foot straight on the floor. I like what he's done tonight. Murray using him in and out of the game to keep him fresh, or as fresh as possible. Fittler, 20 metres away. 0-0 the score. Craig Wing having a dig. Now Lamb from right to left. And then taken in the tackle. Fittler puts a kick in. And there will be a look at the video.
He doesn't look that confident, Matt Singh. Body language says no try. Long way away from us, and even the crowd over in that vicinity, they did not go up with any great conviction. No try. Just interesting to see who been the last person to push that over the line.
That's the question. Is it Singh or is it Tony Carroll? It's Tony Carroll for mine. Left hand, push the ball over the line, and you think it'd be a Broncos dropout.
That bloke was Hodges over there in that contest with Matt Singh. Paul, doesn't matter.
Hodges, sorry.
And it'll be a line dropout. Barking instructions, Kevin Walters. He knows that they're going okay. Nothing with a team with a lot of his stars having a rest.
He also knows, Ray, that when fatigue starts to set in, your concentration just lapses. The last 5 or 10 minutes of this first half is going to be a telling time for both sides.
8.5 minutes to go to the break. Craig Wing. Have we had a 0-0 scoreline at the break this year? Fittler. Reuben. Somebody will probably tell me it happened last weekend, but I'm just racking my brain. Did we have a 0-0 scoreline any time this year at the break? Adrian Lamb put down by Harrison. And the Roosters about to break this deadlock. Fittler. And Rigon loses the ball to Carey. Comes away for the Broncos. So they get their set of 6 now.
There was a poor pass from Brad Fittler. In fact, Rigon did remarkably well to get his hands to it, well behind him. A little bit of frustration there. The amount of times that they've been forced to kick close to the line and throw some ordinary passes, again, is testament to this great Broncos defence.
Here's Prentice. Straight up the middle to the 40-metre line. Kevin Walters.
Hold on, mate.
Just very safe rugby league. Off the chest, no knock on. Prentice. Getting some information from David Middleton just watching this. There's no drama there. It came off the chest. Tigers and Cowboys were locked up at nothing at half-time at Leichhardt earlier this year. Round 7 or 8. Penalty goes to the Roosters. Half-time 7 minutes away. Harvey Howard again in the spotlight.
And that time Mark Oaten not happy with the marker positioning, said that they weren't straight. Run on for man playing the football. It just slows things down, finds touch. 29 metres out.
Burns. Reuben with a struggling run to the 20. Then Lamb. Now Fittler. Berrigan able to pull him down in what looked fairly easy. Hegarty is banged down, not Hill. Berrigan comes in to secure. Fittler. Fletcher. That's how close they are. Is it coming here? They've been down here umpteen dozen times. Ryan Cross. 5 gone. Incredible defence by the Broncos. has been going on for some 35 minutes. Luke Phillips goes to the air, and the Broncos get a beautiful bat down, and Berrigan throws a pass. I don't know whether that was stupidity or confidence.
Yeah, lucky to get out of that, the Broncos. Great defence, though, once again by them. Wayne Bennett must be so proud of his charges in this first half. And it was a good take. Berrigan there, the man on the spot. Look at this for a pass. Going nowhere fast.
Sailor to the 30-metre line.
Now, this is where I think that unlimited interchange has had an effect on our game. I think sometimes players aren't as mentally tough as they should be because they're not put in the position that these two teams find themselves. They've got to go through the physical pain barrier, but more importantly, the mental one.
Phillips. Pulled down just outside the 30-metre line. Now Minicello able to push away from Carlaw. Gets it to the halfway. Good run. 20 metres left behind him as he plays it for Craig Wing, and then Darren Burns knocks on. There will be a scrum here. The knock-on will take a break and be back with you for the final 5 minutes of the first stanza in just a moment. Minutes to go to the halftime break. Ben Eichen playing it just into Roosters territory now. Carroll.
Watch for Wendell Sailor and Takiri to get involved here. They're the bust men.
Walker. Shane. Sailor was with him on his right. Here's Sailor now with Prudis. Away from Burns, taken by Ruben Lowe. Ricketson's upstairs with Dallas Hood. And was that ball lost? The referee said play on. Prudis got a ball away. And here's Hancock to within 7 metres of the line. Tackle 5. Prudis. Walters. And Sailor. Oh, gee, that's a great tackle. That is a superb tackle. I think it's Ricketson. As Hegarty brings it away.
Yeah, it looked like Ricketson making his 18th tackle of the match. And none more important than this one. Sailor on the burst, got through Fittler. What a crunching tackle it was too from Luke Ricketson, a beauty.
Three minutes to go. And then Fletcher's pass to Lamb was a beauty. Then the support's gone forward. Which ball went forward? The Fletcher pass, apparently.
Oh, he can't believe it, Fletcher.
This has come from the touchy. Mark Aiton was a fair way down from this one, and I'm sure this came from the sideline, and there is no way known that was a forward pass.
Gee, that's a bad decision. Well, the crowd's just seen it on the big screen.
If that ball is forward from Brian Fletcher, this referee and these touch judges are going to have a very busy night. That is disgraceful, that.
Yeah, I don't think we can put any blame on that Mark Aiton, Ray. I'm sure that it came from the touch judge. I'm sure that Aiton was quite happy to allow play to go on. You can see him, he's 10-15 metres in front. And I think he's pretty comfortable with that. And I'd say there, he's got a call from the touch judge.
Well, the bloke's half a metre behind him.
That is it. I'm not blaming Mark Aiton either. That is a disgraceful call from the touch judge on this side of the ground. And I've got no doubt that it was his call. I mean, it was just 6 points because Minicello was into open space and he would have been under the bar. Fittler then tries to weave through. Halfway line. Phillips. Plenty of personnel there, but nobody willing to catch it. Cross. It looks like we're going to make half-time with a scoreless 40 minutes behind us. I hope I'm wrong. Ricketson showing it. There they are, just inside the 40. Cusack. Wing. Scored a try here in the red and green colours. I'm sure it was last year. Sydney Football Stadium. It was a curler from about that far out against Cronulla. Now Fittler's kick, Singh is after it. I don't know whether Singh's onside. Takiri, beautiful take.
Well, Shannon Hegarty and Lottie Takiri unhappy with each other, and Shannon Hegarty did appear to go on. I think they were trying to get him behind the line to force a line drop out.
Listen, he's just gone overboard a bit there. Just leave it alone.
There's no doubt he came down in the field to play. And then Hegarty does swing that left elbow. It was a pretty cheap shot.
Half-time siren. Sound as they prepare to take the tap. Sailor taking the tap. And so there it is. The first half is over. And no score. Second time it's happened this year. Tigers and Cowboys earlier, we're told, back in about round 7. Couldn't be separated at the break. And nor tonight can the Roosters and the Broncos. Hey, Joe, I might be wrong, but I think Mr. Bennett will be very happy with what's happened with his team at this point in time. We'll take a break. Andrew might be able to get some news on that. What's been the reaction? Wayne Bennett in particular. Nothing. Half-time at the Sydney Football Stadium. We welcome you back in just a moment. There's a very satisfactory crowd here tonight at the Sydney Football Stadium. That's just one section of it, sitting out in front of the commentary boxes, an area that you don't see as highly accommodated as it is tonight. They'll be very happy, the Sydney Roosters, with tonight's crowd. The Broncos come back. 0-0 is the score. The only 0-0 scoreline, I'm told, in rugby league history was Newtown and Canterbury back in 1982. Mitsubishi, the match statistics, Peter. And
as we saw in the first 40 minutes, plenty of football for the Roosters. Completion rate's not that impressive from either team, but the feature of the first half has been the defence. 24 missed tackles, 12 each, but a lot of defence on their own lines and a few handling errors. They'll improve on that second half. Pretty good effort from both teams in the first 40.
And it's not hard to work out that when the score's to 0, the defence has been first class, and we've seen some great try-saving tackles, haven't we? This one especially from Matt Singh. The first one was from Tony Carroll, and this next tackle from Luke Ricketson, that's as good a tackle as I've seen in the last 6 weeks. A crunching tackle saved another try there.
And there's the man in question, Luke Ricketson. It was a great tackle. The ability to stop Wendell Sailor anywhere on the field. There's no mean effort but to stop him inches from the line. Great save. Before people get carried away with that 0-0 scoreline, that is in Premiership football. I should point that out. It may have happened somewhere up country or overseas, but here in Australia in the Premiership, only 0-0 week I can remember is 82 at Henson Park, Newtown and Canterbury. This is Ryan Cross with the Roosters. First use of the football, second half. That is Cusick getting his job done for his coach and his team. Fittler. Frustrating game for Fittler in many ways. It just hasn't come for him like it does against a lot of the other clubs, which again, I suppose, is a vote of approval for the Brisbane defence.
Well, they come here tonight, Ray, Brisbane, the only team to have conceded less than 400 points. And somewhat surprisingly, behind them, the Sharks and the Eels come next. This is the chase. Luke Ricketson disappointed that he was called offside. It was okay because Fitzgibbon got there first.
Roosters with a chance. 30 metres out from the line. Centre of the ground. Now can they do it? Ricketson with Fittler. Fittler for Hegarty. Hegarty's had a lot of chances down that left side. And that defence has held solid. Eichen and Carroll again. Cusack stepping away from Pritis and running into Howard. Bad play the ball. And a penalty. Here come the first points, you'd have to think. Howard again's in trouble.
And the motion made by the referee was that the hand of Harvey Howard was in around the football. It was a no-no. This is the mistake that gave the Roosters a scoring opportunity, a forced pass. On 2 occasions, cleaned up by Simon Benetti.
He still has that ability that the English forwards are quite famous for. Harvey Howard, from an impossible position, able to keep it alive, get it away in some fashion. Doesn't matter how, but let's keep it alive. He's been on the wrong end of Lady Luck tonight, though. Craig Fitzgibbon should bring up first points of the game. Hard to believe, isn't it? 43 minutes into the game, and Fitzgibbon gets 2 points for the Sydney Roosters. Takes us to Andrew Voss now for his halftime report. Andrew?
Yeah, just very quickly from the Brisbane route. Firstly, Gordon Tallis definitely won't be back tonight. If it was any other game, let's say the first week of the finals, he would have come back, but not tonight. Wayne Bennett thought the effort was great from the Broncos in the first half. He did say he thought they hadn't played that smart at times, and he'd expect to see more of Wendell Sailor in this second half, perhaps mixing it with the forwards. And from Graham Murray, Graham's thoughts were that it would be the little things that will win this match, the player who puts in that effort to support the half break. And Ray, just on that 0-0 scoreline, although now 2-0, you think back to the corresponding game last year between the Roosters and the Broncos here at the stadium. It went down to the final 5 seconds to separate the teams. It was a Lockyer field goal and a 9-8 victory to the Broncos.
Yeah, that was a tremendous game. Great battle. This is Fitzgibbon now. At the 40-metre line. Ricketson. Fiddler. No pressure on the kick. And there's not too many bigger kickers in the game than Brad Fiddler. This is Takiri on the kick return.
No pressure on the kick, Ray, because for the second time in this half, they kicked early in the count. That was the 4th tackle. Exactly the same as when they had possession the first occasion.
So the Broncos spreading the ball inside the 30-metre line for Berrigan. Up on the 40. Broncos, of course, will play host. We are sure of one thing. Next Sunday, they'll play host to team number 8. Pritis. 2 Roosters back there, Minicello and Phillips. Communicating. Now Singh. Fitzgibbon. Put away by Sailor. Benetti. Fiddler. Lamb. Fletcher. Lamb again. There's a gap. Adrian Lamb using his winger on the right of the ground. And Minicello it is. It's put down 25 metres out.
Great pass from Brian Fletcher gave Lamb an opportunity. Ricketson keeps it alive to Fiddler. They've got numbers to the left.
Higgity. Singh is barreled by Sailor. Higgity again. Ah, Fiddler knocks on. Advantage Broncos and Pritis. Aiken. Carlaw to the 20. 10-8 the handling errors now. The Roosters making more of them. Duvia. Walker. Putting it up the middle to the halfway line. Walters. Aiken puts on a bit of pace. Nice hands from Carroll. Carroll's put away on the 40-metre line. Tackled 5. Roosters end. Campion. Aiken. Walters. And that right foot kick between, well, it was between fullback and winger, but Phillips moved away to his right very quickly. And then did well to get back as far as he did. Put away by Chris Walker over there on that left wing. Ryan Cross. 2-0 in favour of the Roosters.
Ray, I'd like to see a little bit more of Ben Aiken for the Broncos tonight. He's been very quiet for mine. Only 2 tackles next to his name, and we haven't really seen him run the football on too many occasions. He's the kind of guy, when forwards do get tired, that can make a break. He needs to go looking for it a touch more as Sheggity. That's as good as I've come up with, Rabbit.
I'm not saying anything.
That's an S. Hegarty.
Fittler. One way of abbreviating the commentary. This is Lakiri.
Yeah, the guy shot me playing one game.
Away now from Michael Hancock for Chris Walker. Michael De Vere.
He's had a good game, Sheggs.
Hancock. Howard. Walters, the ball raked out one-on-one, play on for Bonetti. Kevin Walters was on his way and suddenly realised he'd left the baggage behind on the platform. That is Burns. Fittler calling it to the right. Running right across there to the eastern touchline. Quick hands. Minicella. They threaten. Brisbane switches on and repel them. Fletcher. Campion blocking down the middle with Priddis. They've done a power of work. Bonetti, Lamb. Fittler ran a decoy. Ryan Cross. 5 away from the line. Adrian again puts a little kick in. It came back off Brisbane and Bonetti's got it. He's given 6 more tackles. He's ruled that they played at it. Now from Hood for Fittler. Then Phillips. Phillips the dummy. Looks back on the inside. No runners. Hegarty. Fittler. This is where the game has been frustrating for Brad. Normally he would trample through them at some stage of the game. Dallas Hood. Lamb. Now Ryan Cross. One of the Broncos fell over. He's in to score. Ryan Cross is over. Aided by Michael De Vere losing his footing.
Well, it had to come, didn't it? All the ball the Roosters have had. The referee is checking. There might be some question mark over maybe a double movement. Ryan Cross, he's run some good angles tonight, Ryan Cross. Yeah, well, is that a double movement?
Well, let's have another look at this one.
I think this is going to be fine. I think it's going to be momentum that takes him over. In fact, the Brisbane player helps him across. Comes down short. But I don't see a problem with that at all. I think it'll be his 13th for the year.
I just want to see if he actually tries to promote the ball. I think he does.
I think he does too, but it's hard to say momentum didn't carry him over because the Brisbane player virtually carried him with him.
Well, there it is. It's a green light. He's given the try.
And as I say, it had to come because all the ball has been with the Roosters in this second half. This is the strip. It was a half-price strip by Simon Bonetti. He got it out. Kevy, the captain, just let one go there. And then Ryan Cross has run some really good angles all night. Comes back on the inside, big right foot step. De Vere slipped over, the hole was there. He still beat a couple though on his way to the try line.
So the video referee is happy that there is no double movement. It's Harrison who's got hands on him. He's short. And I just thought there was a promotion of the football with the right arm.
No, I've got no doubts at all, Ray. I beg to differ. I think that he comes down, may look as though he looked to promote the football, but it is momentum taking him across, and the Brisbane player is a major part of that.
10 in, 20 out, and hits the uprights, bounces away. The Roosters lead by 6 after 52 minutes. So they're just being prized apart a little bit, aren't they? As we say, welcome back. And again, thank you for joining us. Friday Night Football, the completion this weekend of the regular competition rounds. The Sharks desperate to get off level 8 of the ladder. Keeping in mind whoever finishes in 8th is going to ANZ next Sunday.
Well, that's, again, just freakish ball skills from Brian Fletcher. Around the corner pass. Tremendous stuff. As Rigon takes it over the halfway line. 5th tackle signalled against the home team, and Fittler, time to kick.
So into the in goal, Sailor. Oh! Just waiting to see what Mark Oden does. He's ordered a line dropout.
That's a great chase from Matt Singh. Both the wingers have played really well tonight for the Roosters. And he forced a mistake there from Sailor, forced some desperation there from Sailor. Had to knock it over. If he's not there, Sailor takes his time, and they get a 20-metre tap. Watch this ball from Brian Fletcher. Takes the line on, draws in Pritis, and slips on around the corner, and Ricketson then round another, 15 metres.
Clarifying, of course, that semi-final in Brisbane on Sunday week. And league fans up there, I'm sure, will supply a huge crowd for the Brisbane versus question mark game. Ricketson, heavy bump up the top from Carlaw. Lamb, Fittler, scheming, in vain so far. Phillips, reeling away, throwing the dummy, looking to step, pulled down by Campion, played back to Benetti. Their passage of play interrupted by a defender involved in the play the ball. Play on though, Lamb. Here's a chance, no, Sailors there again. So twice the big fella has defused a very dangerous situation.
But it keeps the pressure going. Nice kick from Adrian Lamb. Experience from the winger. Taking no chance whatsoever, just getting it over the dead ball line the best way possible.
He's a gifted player, Adrian Lamb, Paul, and seemingly ever since he's been here, he's been in the middle of controversy. Now he's about to depart.
Yeah, well, over the last few years, they've brought 3 or 4 different halfbacks to the club whilst he's been here, but he's held them all at bay, and he's still got the number 7 on his back. He's been a great little play for the Roosters and also for Queensland.
Fitzgibbon. Here's Benetti. The runners going every which way. And Benetti pinching about 5 metres. Now it is Burns. And Darren is tackled just inside the 10-metre line. Brisbane's end. Brisbane trailing by a converted try. As Fittler puts a grubbing kick in. Phillips. Luke Phillips and Lottie Takiri. And Phillips thinks that he's got there.
Well, there'll be no one more deserving of a try than Luke Phillips. He's had a great game tonight at fullback as well. Been in wonderful form this year. Bargain by the year. Not getting paid a great deal of money, but in and out all week, all year, he's been one of their best. Comes from out wide. And does he get there first? This will tell the story. Doesn't he get down low? Oh, it's hard to tell, isn't it?
Well, he gets there first. Did he ground it? Did he bounce it?
Oh, look, I
say yes.
Well, Stuart Kelly a couple of weeks ago leave me out of this one.
I reckon he's forced enough downward pressure. Right there, that's his hand. I say try. Righto, boys, just sit there on the fence.
Yeah,
I'll get on the bonus or the green light. Well done, Sneaky.
10-0 the score.
I'll tell you what was sneaky was the way that this kick was put through by Fittler. It had to be pinpoint perfect. Plenty of chasers there. Phillips knew it was coming. The outstretched hand, and as Paul points out, just enough downward pressure.
But look what he does when he gets near the football. He dives in low from a long way away. That is a great effort. He just wanted to get there more than the other guys.
I'm amazed that you could be so certain that was a try, really. You have got eagle eyes.
This is the best angle, and I think what Paul was talking about there. You can see he does get down on the ball, and video referee obviously happy with the amount of hand on the football.
Well, unlike the Stewie Kelly one, I mean, just personally, I was confident there. I saw his hand ground the football. In the Kelly show, I never saw a hand anywhere near it.
I'm not bagging you. I just think it was amazing that you were so confident. You should take up race calling and try and split them down in a photo finish. I mean, you could be the new Ken Howard. Hawkeye Vaughton.
Another important kick, this one for Fitzgibbon, can put his team 2 converted tries in front. They might look for field goal to force the opponents to score 3 times. He'll have learnt from his first kick and hit the post. I think he'd get this one.
15 in. And it hits the uprights again and bounces away. Still a flicker of a smile. 57th minute, the Roosters 10-0. That's exactly what it is. It is a football stadium. Like some of the other places that this game is played at. Chance to build up some great atmosphere. Places like here, Parramatta. The old Lang Park. North Power is a beautiful stadium. Yes. Rugby league stadiums. Football stadiums. Fitzgibbon is clarifying that previous kick that hit the upright was Luke Phillips. Phillips was the first to hit the uprights and Fitzgibbon the second. Here's to Keary. This was the first one. That was Luke. And then Craig. And again, they find the tall timber. To Keary. Hancock. Prentice. Centre of the ground. Harrison. Hyken's kick. And Phillips. Gee, he's graceful, isn't he? Floats into the ball. He's got a lot of confidence.
He's been to a few different clubs, Luke Phillips. He's really found a home here with the Roosters. Most of his fullback with them at fullback, and it's like he's revelling in that situation as Craig Wing does well to make it to the halfway line.
Fourth play. Ruben in front of a crowd of 22,613. That's a good crowd. Cross. Some very good crowds in recent weeks. Fittler. Whacks it high and plenty of hang time, but Saylor just floated in like a bird.
Should just point out, Ray, the importance of finishing second in this competition. As we said earlier, if the Roosters do finish in second spot, even if they were beaten in the first weekend of our playoffs, they could not be one of the 2 lowest placed losers. So a defeat in that first week would mean that they definitely have a second bite and would stay alive.
Walters through for Hancock off his 30-metre line, and then an offload for Walters, and then Aiken, and quick hands for De Vere. 5th tackle. Extra kick. Not a lot of volume about it. Phillips linking up with Minicello. He got inside Walker. Walker did well to put himself between the ball carrier and the only support player. Fletcher. Menacing. Reuben. Groan from the Parks and Roosters crowd. Phillips into the back line. Higgity to Fittler. Cusack. Came ready to play. Seems to be the new expression this year. He came ready to play. Lamb, lovely hands. Grassing tackle. Copybook rugby league, really. All of that. Ryan Cross with a kick, and Walker ducks under and comes back to be tackled by Adrian Lamb. Close to his own line. Come away from the northeastern corner. 10-0 after 0-all at half-time. Harrison through for Aiken. And Saylor off his 10. Gets rid of Brad Fittler and will be made to play the ball on the 20-metre line. Hancock. Sunday we will bring you the other very important game over the weekend. The Sharks versus Penrith. 4 o'clock on Sunday, you'll see that. That is a must-win game for the Sharks. Berrigan. Wing, dummy half, Singh. That is Rigon. What's the abbreviation of Shane Rigon, Pete?
That'd be Shrigan, Ray.
Shrigan.
I'd still like to see Biken get involved a bit more.
Okay. Fletcher. Ricketson. The match will show that there were a couple of try scorers in the game, I suppose, but it won't show Ricketson saving a try with a tackle tonight that I agree with Paul, it was as good as you get. The bounce of the ball off the uprights has caused Hodges a little bit of palpitation. It is a line drop out for Brisbane to give it back. Look at this.
Yeah, this has been a great 20 minutes to start the second half from the Roosters. They have dominated. Wasn't too much between them defensively at half-time. Now that has blown out to about 10 extra sets of 6 in defence. Hodges was a little bit lucky there that it actually hit his leg, because if it had gone behind him, the Roosters were well in pursuit.
Ricketson. That's the 5th drop out of the game for Brisbane. The Roosters have been required to do it just once. Cusack. Struggling and straining to the 20. And then Craig Wing away for Craig Fitzgibbon. Back for Cusack again to the 10-metre line. Rocking and reeling his way through. Wing delivering for Fitter. Then for Lamb. Burns gave a decoy. Fletcher stands and flicks it back for Lamb. Lamb across for Ricketson. Ricketson for Wing. Wing steps off his left foot. Pulled down 8 metres away from the line. They're calling for reinforcements on the right side defence for Brisbane. They go the other way. Now they come back up the middle with Burns. Last. Slow play the ball will help Brisbane. Hegarty. Rubbing kick, and Saylor is there to force it. Here comes another drop out for Brisbane.
Well, they're just doing everything right, aren't they? The Roosters. We've been their best 20 minutes of the year, I think, in the second half. All the kicks are going to the right places. Wendell's been strong out there.
The only thing they would like is to be a little bit further in front than 10. With the domination they've enjoyed, you'd like to be in a position where your opponents needed to score more than twice.
A lot of defence by Brisbane tonight, Pete, and Campion's come up with 38 tackles with 15 minutes to go. A great effort. Luke Frittis 35.
Dallas Hood.
And out wide, Sean Berrigan in the centres, 31 tackles. Great efforts by those three.
Fittler. Fittler. And Phillips. Down on the 20-metre line. Groan from the crowd for a dangerous tackle. Fletcher back for Cusack. Another opportunity awaits here for the Roosters. Lamb, inside ball for Fletcher. Fletcher's thinking that, well, not thinking, carrying on. No call is held. Then from wing for Lamb. He puts a kick in and a knock on by Hodges. Justin Hodges knocking on. So this is exactly the situation I would imagine that Lamb and Fittler would want. You wouldn't even be surprised if Ricketson or Fletcher gets involved as well here.
It's a bit of a baptism of fire, isn't it, for Justin Hodges, just 18 years of age, playing his fifth first-grade game. And despite the fact they trailed by 10, this has still been a championship effort by the Broncos tonight.
There's Lamb running across at Berrigan. Wing. Has a shot. Burns. Fittler. Across. Then Ryan Cross is tackled 2 metres away. Fittler thinks about it himself, then comes back and delivers for Fletcher. And Fletcher gets a one-hander away for Cusack. There they are, right in front of the sticks again. Lamb, it's your turn. Beautiful ball. Nat Singh is over. Does he get it down? That's the question that Mark Oden will be asking. Players went left, right and centre.
Yeah, what a great pass from Adrian Lamb. He had a look, saw what was in front of him, saw what was in front of the other players out wide in support. Matty Singer into the hole. A high tackle there from Ben Eichen. Didn't stop him. He kept going. Then came Carroll. And does Matt Singh get the footy down? On his back there. And you'd have to say held up.
Yeah, no try.
No try. What a beautiful pass from Adrian Lamb.
Yeah, wonderful ball from Lamb, and good hole running by Matt Singh coming back on the angle. Took them a little bit by surprise, and both Tony Carroll and Ben Eichen did a tremendous job here to stop Matt Singh from scoring because he had plenty of momentum, the winger.
How many tries is that tonight that have been denied, Matt Singh? I think that's his third. And this hasn't been denied, by the way, but obviously the pictures suggest it will be.
Well, he doesn't even go close to getting it down. There's no way knowing that we'll see a green light here. A bit surprising it has taken so long. And that was only the fourth tackle. So that would mean the Roosters retain possession.
Loose head and feet go the way of the Sydney Roosters. So this is the second set. It has started from a scrum, 10 metres out. Great opportunities. Fittler across. And Ryan Cross will play it. There, 11 away. They keep working the short side, back up the middle with the inside ball for Fletcher from Burns. And Wing looks over that left shoulder for Lamb, who's with it now. Then across for Ricketson. Didn't have a good security on it. And then from Hegarty for Lamb, Lamb for Wing, Wing across, going back to go forward, out, and then Phillips gets a ball away. Well done. This is Darren Burns bringing it back. Fourth gone, 11 out, and again you've got to salute the Brisbane defence. Hegarty running the hole, fifth tackle. Ricketson's pass, a shocker, taken beautifully by Lamb, who goes to the air, and up they go, and it's a try. Ryan Cross has got it down. And again, Mark Oden needs the help of the video referee. But it looked like a fair contest. Were they onside?
Yeah, that's the only question mark again, Ray. Ryan Cross prolific try scorer for the Roosters this year and got quite a few of them from the kick. That looks okay to me. Kick going up from Adrian Lamb. He's behind Adrian Lamb, no doubt whatsoever. It's a fair contest. Plenty of bodies up in the air at the one time. Ryan Cross almost takes it out of the arms of Michael De Vere. In fact, that's exactly what he does. That'll be a try. And look, you've got to salute the defence because they have forced the Roosters to score from the kick once again.
Yes, a great contest for the footy up there. They both went high. And it looks like Ryan Cross has virtually stolen the footy and come up with a Roosters try. I think he is onside.
Yeah, we could see there was sort of a line pass.
And there it is. Green light, 14 blot. And I still say you've got to give Brisbane a lot of credit tonight for this performance. They had to make 100 more tackles than the Roosters. And any other team out there bar the Broncos, they'd be behind by 30. Great steal, wasn't it, from Ryan Cross?
Well, the jump, the momentum and the jump, that's won it for him. The other boy, Michael De Vere, almost from a standing start and working backwards. And Ryan Cross had all the advantages. But, gee, I hate to take away from the positives. But Brisbane's defence has been absolutely superb in this game today.
Yeah, Ray, if they get beaten in this, I still think it'll be the kind of performance Wayne Bennett would be happy to see a week out. Like, under pressure, they have just been quite unbelievable. And there are going to be times in the next 3 to 4 weeks where he knows now that they are quite capable of handling anything that's thrown at them.
So Luke Phillips gets this one. We have a clean strike, and it's 16-0, 69 minutes gone in Friday Night Football on 9. Butterfield scores! Sports covering this Friday night fixture between the Sydney Roosters leading 16-0 over the minor premiers, the Brisbane Broncos. As Matt Singh makes another run down the left side. Hegarty now. Last weekend of the regular competition. We go into the first weekend, the quarterfinals starting next weekend. Fletcher a break. Fletcher's to the 30. Gets it away for Darren Burns. No, it's Rigon. And Rigon is over the line.
He's short.
Is he short? By centimetres then. Burns. It's back to where Rigon was tackled. Kennedy, Lamb, bodies in motion, and Hegarty is taken down again. A player, 3 in a row, inches from the line. Fittler for Fletcher, Fletcher for Cross. Then they got 2-on-1, and Luke Phillips gets another try. Marvellous year for the boy. Luke Phillips scores his second try of the night.
Yeah, great work again from the Roosters. The bust made by Brian Fletcher. Shane Rigon, well, he tried desperately to get there, and you'll see with the attention of Walker, he does put the ball out. And Marco, to his credit, is right on the spot, and he's come up with the right decision. Pulled up short. As they come close, we freeze it there. You can see the Brisbane players, they're the widest men. We've still got plenty of troops out wide for the Roosters as play continues. It was just a matter of getting the ball out there. Ryan Cross does so after good lead up again from Fletcher. And Luke Phillips, yawning gap there to throw the dummy and slide through.
Yeah, it's been a great second half from Brian Fletcher, hasn't it? He made the initial bust, and then just there he was held by 2 or 3 defenders and popped it up to keep the play going. And Luke Phillips, great game by him tonight as well.
Work from the Roosters in this second half. They have not given Brisbane side a sniff. They have been patient. It's paid off.
So try converted by the scorer, 22-0. A comment from the sideline, Andrew.
Yeah, just something that Phil Gould has always said about Brian Fletcher, Ray. The better the opposition, the better he goes. The bigger the occasion, same story. And here you have the bust of Brian Fletcher. He's fair dinkum beaten 3 there. And then the offload in the play coming up to the try again. He sucked in 3 defenders. Just superb work by one of the best back rowers in the game.
As the restart.
An incredible career for Fletcher, isn't it? Like, he's 26, like, he's not a particularly young man. He only made his first grade debut 3 years ago. But, well, at this day and age, relatively old. 23.
Some of these statistics you see going through on your screen, though, I mean, without detracting from what the Roosters have done, and it has been a great second half for them, it has also been a great game for Brisbane, in my opinion. Keeping in mind the players they've rested. And the tackle count now is 310 for Brisbane and 196 for the Sydney Roosters. Time in possession's about 100% in favour of the Roosters. Look at this defence, and now they carry him back into the end goal. It brings the crowd to their feet again. In fact, they haven't even, I don't think, had time to sit down, many of them.
Yeah, it's been all the Roosters in the second half. I don't think the Broncos have had the footy apart from this here for about 6 or 7 minutes. And once they got on a roll, 3 of them got involved. And they pushed Takiri back. Pats on the back. There's high fives, there's low fives, there's everything out there.
There's a middle five there.
Another line dropout. I think that's about the 8th in the game. Brisbane. Dallas Hood. 7. Gee, they're hell-bent on showing you up, aren't they? These blokes. Graphics and all that. Wing. So it was 0-0 at half-time. And Darren Burns back for Craig Wing. To the 10. Phillips, a grubbing kick. And taken again over the dead ball line by Chris Walker. Another line dropout. It is number 8 this time for Fittler's back on the bench, Andrew.
Yeah, you can pretty much say the Roosters have started their preparation now for the first weekend of the playoffs. They've taken Brad Fittler off at the 73rd minute mark. Off to the bench he went with a fist raise in the crowd. The crowd reacted to Brad Fittler. He is now counting the days until the first weekend of the playoffs.
I think what'll make Graham Murray and the Roosters fans happy is that they've had a great win tonight, not without Brad Fittler. He's been out there and played a fair match, but normally when the Roosters do perform well, Fittler is the key to it, and he normally gets the player of the match, but not so tonight. Plenty of other stars out there for them.
Yeah, you're right. I fancy that they've shown tonight that you can concentrate on Fittler if you like, but Adrian Lamb and Brian Fletcher are very special players as well.
The entire back row for the Roosters tonight have been superb. They've just done a great job. And so to this man, Ruben, Cusack's been strong. In fact, the forward pack have laid the foundation. Back row's sensational.
Without picking on Ian Ruben, I think Cusack has been the stronger of the front rows. And here's Matt Singh. 2 metres from the line. Won 11 premierships. The Sydney Roosters. As Bonetti. Well, does he? Does he? Yes, Mark Oden said, leave this one to me. I don't need any help at all. And Simon Bonetti is a very happy little Vegemite.
Yeah, we shouldn't have forgotten Simon Bonetti in this forward pack. He's been tremendous. He takes on all the responsibility here. Just the one marker. Had too much strength from the little man. Good leg drive down low and was able to get across. Put the ball down what must have been just about right on the line.
No wonder he was happy, Paul. It's his first try in 75 games.
Yeah, good on him. He's a real goer. Bonetti, always very handy around the rucks. Gets good meters for them. Brisbane have had some great defence tonight. Not so here. Fairly soft late in the match. Took him an age to get it down, but he got there.
First try in 75 games. I just remember Phil Gould telling me a story about Simon. He's that hard a worker. The conversion is successful. 78th minute, 28-0. The Roosters. Phil was telling me about Benetti. He's just an eager beaver, a workaholic. In fact, he sent him away for a week to have a break. So what do you think he did? He went back down to Griffith and helped his dad on the farm of whatever description it is down there. That's the man we're talking about, Simon Benetti. Good luck to you. Rolls the sleeves up and wants to work. Only Phil said I had to stop him, had to make him take a break.
He's had to play all the time, right?
Yeah. Just thinking about you by comparison. Shift worker. Show him work and he shifts. He's had that many places of abode.
Yeah, mate, football.
Ricketson.
2.5 to go.
Last grand final that the Roosters appeared in, by the way, was 1980. And, of course, that was in the grand final against the Entertainers, was it not? Benetti. Vossi on the sideline, a comment. I was talking about Benetti and I stole some of your time.
Yeah, well, the thing about Simon Benetti, it's not as if he's not there. It's not for the want of matches. He has played something like 95 games in first grade, and in fact, he's played his last 50-odd games consecutively without coming up with a four-pointer. So to get a try tonight, it's a bit like Haley's Comet passing over.
Hodges. And chancing one. Sailor. Minute and a half of the game to go. Sunday again will televise what I believe to be the match of the weekend, really. The Sharks versus the Panthers. The Sharks a chance to get out of that unenviable task of travelling to ANZ on Sunday week in 1 versus 8. That's one quality that you don't want to be in. Slowly up for Priddis. That's not a good sign. This man has worked tirelessly for the Broncos, camping. How many has he made now?
Well, he's made 39 tackles. Luke Priddis now up to 45. Sean Berrigan out wide, 35. Look, it's been a valiant performance from the Broncos. No Darren Lockney, no Brad Thorne, Brad Myers and Gordon Tallis. They lost him in the first 5 minutes, so just forget about this one. They'll go away and lick their wounds and be back Sunday week for the semi-final.
I suppose we also look now at how long it's been since Brisbane have been held scoreless in a match. It'd have to be, you would think, 3 or 4 years at least.
Lamb with a little kick and Luke Priddis read it. Did well and took the defence with his back turned. The Roosters cheer squad. They signify that this game is over. Graham Murray obscured there by one of the veteran trainers. 28-0. It was 0-all at half-time. The Roosters running away in the second half. 28 points to nothing. We'll finish second behind the Broncos, and these two sides cannot be eliminated in week 1 of the qualifyings. That's the bottom line of tonight's victory. We'll take a break and be back after that with our full-time wrap, and Andrew Voss will have our $1,000 McDonald's Man of the Match for you. Stay with us on the Wide World of Sports. Back in a moment.
There's another huge hour on the way this weekend on the Sunday Footy Show. With the Auckland Warriors in crisis, we cross line.
Higher Southwest.
Yeah? That's all well and good, Mandel. But what about this Dr. Shannon? As long as she's there, we can't touch a thing. And so far, your efforts to get her to quit haven't been very successful, have they?